Welcome back to Football Coach, episode 66, into the preseason, and 5 of our first 6 have seen the breakthrough, and good breakthroughs at that. The lowest of those was a 4, but we're looking at 5s, 6s, and 7s for the gains therein. And 4 out of the 6 guys are starters already, so they're just getting bigger, better, stronger. Eric Davis, the 4-star redshirt junior who we picked up with incredible potential, is up to actually an 83 overall now with the extra development there. He's heading into his redshirt junior year, is the starter proper now. Still has high durability. We're up to an 87 in arm strength, 89 in accuracy, and a very solid jump of an 88 in quarterback IQ. We made a jump in quarterback IQ last year. The big jump that we've actually just made was evasion, so he can avoid sacks a bit. We'll see if it translates into anything useful, but so far, recruitment-wise, we are headed the right direction. The ones that are interested in us, the number of 3-star recruits, the most it's ever been, it's almost twice what it was last year. I think we had about 17 to 18 3-star recruits interested in us in previous seasons, pretty much across the board, year after year after year. This year it's 31 3-star recruits that have us on their list. The other difference is how many of them actually have us coming in at number 1, because historically it's 2 or 3, and there's quite a few number 1s and there's a lot of number 2s on the list. There's a lot of players that actually want to come play for us. Now, there's no 4 stars here, so we're not, suddenly pushing up into that sort of territory. But there's 31 3-stars in this group. I think I might get an entire class of 25 percenters, but I don't necessarily want to get them all actually right this second. I think I'm going to remove that last one. I want to get 10 that we can send to camp and get the boost on them in addition to the 30 that are here. Week 2 has seen a perfect 6 for 6, but 3 of those, their breakthrough was only a 3, so it was not significant. One of them also just a 4, again, not significant, but a ball security plus 6 for a tight end who had terrible ball security and other good stats, so that helped balance that one out. You got 2 guys here into the mid-80s. The others are young up-and-comers that we're bringing along, but a route running plus 9 to the freshman wide receiver. This is new charted territory for us. Of the 40 initial guys that we looked at, I got feedback on 39 of them already. One of them came up 1 percentage point short, but 20 keepers. 7 of them with a B+ or better rating and a couple A- already, including a junior college A-, which is such a rarity that you already have the overall pretty high and still a ton of potential for somebody coming in. We're at the top of the list for each of them and very competitive for all the others, 3rd or better. So looking really good that we could get many or most of these particular candidates brought in sooner rather than later. I think I might actually go as far as sending these guys to camp this week, these top ones anyway, and getting down to the nitty-gritty of their durability sooner rather than later, and probably putting out some early offers at the very, very start of the season with at least a handful of guys. 5 out of 6 in session 3 means we continue our hot start on that 16 already. Out of a possible 18 is making for a really, really good off-season development period. But again, like last week, the development breakthrough was not fantastic. It's 3s, 4s, and 5s mostly. And then a pursuit plus 7, which is great, but it's a true freshman who had a ton of room for growth. So it could have been a lot better than it was, really. But we do have a kick accuracy plus 3 to a now 88 overall junior kicker who we gave the 10 games to that he asked for last year, as he did the punting job for 10 out of the 13 games, and now looks really good. He looks stronger than last year's kicker, who had a pretty good season, actually. And we also have a redshirt freshman offensive lineman who's an 80. And he's one of our own, actually, as he redshirted last year. He played 2 games. He was one of just 2 freshmen who ever got on the field last year. He's already a 79, 77, 79, so he's solid already. He was a 65 when we picked him up, which I was like, ooh, a 65 for a lineman with B potential? Well, now he's hovered into the A-, B+ territory. He's got amazing durability, and he's already an 80 as a redshirt freshman. I mean, this is going to be one of our best players. I have a feeling he'll be entering the draft before his senior year. But yeah, what a phenomenal growth rate. I mean, look at that huge strength jump last year, +9. The run blocking's already gone +10 across 2 years. Same with the pass blocking. 5 of 6 yet again, makes for 21 of 24. I believe that is the first time we've ever topped 20. The previous record was, I think, like 19. Maybe we had reached just 20, but fantastic training results. We've put some points into it of late, and it's absolutely helped us in the development of the athletes. Now, this group, we're looking at a lot of guys that are in or around playtime eligibility, and it's freshmen or redshirt freshmen for all but the last one, which was Ian Tate, who was our promised get 50 carries third running back a year ago, and was suddenly number 6 on the depth chart this year, 1 point behind being second on the depth chart. That's how close the competition is behind Grant. It's like across the board. Those guys are all actually it was 2 points, I think, 77 to a 75 for the entire group. Tate, now a 76, is still like 4th best. So our new diamond donor is going to come with $7.5 million. I was actually kind of hoping to double what they had, meaning $9 million. So it's a little short of that, but it's still a healthy increase. That's a lot of additional money that we're going to have this year. And then on top of that, in terms of the bonuses, we're talking about $5 million worth of bonuses, and it's entirely possible that we could get all 3 of them. Yeah, athletic director is definitely happy, especially after last season, and the expectation this year is to win 4 games. Now, I don't expect us to repeat last year. I don't think we're going to be an 8-win type team this year, in particular because all 3 out-of-conference games are not going to be winnable. So subtract those out, and we're looking at 9 games, the league season, where we have something winnable to happen, and I'm hoping that we can get 5 or 6 of them. This will be the 3rd time in our program's history that we've had an 83 for the offensive talent. We've never had better, and of the ranking, this is the 2nd best. Our very, very first year in the conference, we were 27th with an 83 rating. We're 30th, so right there, just behind that mark. Defensively, though, is, well, it's a different matter. A 79 is better than average for us on defense, but it's not, it's definitely not the best. It's one of the 3 weaker years. We had a lot of talent graduate last year, so it's a little bit of a rebound year for us defensively. But looking at the breakdown, right, offense, quarterback play, rushing skill, run blocking, receiver skill, and pass protection are all very high, meaning we have an offense that's going to be difficult to stop in the league. Defense, well, the pass rush is pretty good. The run stop is good. Man coverage is good, but our zone coverage is very weak. So we've got to make sure we call man-to-man coverage far more often. And our tackling is actually a little bit suspect this year with a 79. Special teams, field goal kicking at a 90, punting an 83, and kick and punt return. It's actually down from where we've been in the last few years, but an 89 is actually still a really good rating. Grant, Hope, Barnett, Wooten, the great addition that we added in. All skill positions, all 85 plus. Excellent. On the defensive side, we've got a couple of very good corners. We've got a very strong D lineman and safety. These aren't amazing ratings, though, but they're good. Starters by class, 48% are seniors, aka 14 of them, 9 juniors, 5 sophomores, and a redshirt freshman in the starting lineup. As for the class breakdown, 20 seniors this year with 17 juniors, 16 sophomores, and 31 freshmen, aka 15.5 breakdown by class. And in that positional breakdown, Davis, we've got 2 years of him. We'll see what happens with Austin, Fisher, and Banks, as there's absolutely some talent behind Davis. But there's going to be somebody going, hey, I want to be a starter, and I don't have the patience to stick around and wait another year for it to happen. But meanwhile, Grant leading the running back crew is phenomenal. We're going to be much stronger next year than we are this year already, so very much headed the right direction. But we are going to need to retool a little bit, as Bell is a true freshman, and right now anyway does not look good. But that's just because there's so much quality ahead of him that is like that. For the wide receiver group, good year. I mean, we've got 4 guys with an 80 plus, but 3 of those are graduating, so it's going to be a little tricky. Harris is good. You got plenty of 70s, like, will eventually be good again, but next year could be a little bit of a down year for us. This is a phenomenal year, though. I mean, 4 receivers with an 80 plus is unheard of for us. At tight end, with Wooten, Lawrence, and Frost, this is the deepest we've ever been at the position, and will continue to be deep for the next couple of years with Lawrence. Or at least we'll continue to be good at the top end, that is. Offensive line is phenomenal this year. So much talent. We've got a 90 plus. We've got 4 guys that are 80 plus. And behind them is another, 4 guys that are 76 plus? A couple 74s. We have depth. We have quality. That offensive line is going to protect Davis really well, which is really good because we're not going to be running that option this year like we did last year. That option really carried us. Davis is a pocket quarterback, but he's going to be able to stay in that pocket outside of against the big 3 opponents we've got. Christian, we've got 2 years of him on top, and he's looking really good. We're going to need a better option than Porter, though. He's never going to be good enough. D-line, and here's where things turn the other direction, right? Offense is so strong everywhere. Every single position, we are strong on offense. And, look to remain strong for years to come for the most part. But defense, where's our D-line at? At least our top guy's a junior and not a senior, but we've got 2 high 70s up. We'll graduate, which, okay, that's not a big bother. We'll be stronger next year than this year, but where's all the quality, right? You got 3 guys here that are going to be strong next year. With development, they'll have some depth behind them, but for the next 2 years anyway, we're looking a little bit weak on the D-line. And, same with the linebackers. The freshman group looking a little bit stronger there. And these guys will grow and develop. And so with only 2 74s graduating, linebackers are going to be stronger next year than this year. But same problem. Like, where is that quality hiding at? It's hiding at cornerback, where we have 3 seniors that are at 80 plus. They will help us out immensely. We're definitely going to have to be playing that man-to-man a lot. So we're going to have to override and set that up. But behind them, we're actually kind of okay. There's 4 guys in the mid-70s, and most of it's on the younger side. Next year, they'll take a little bit of a hit, but they will bounce back. They will bounce back. They will be okay. For the safeties, 181 set to graduate, and a decent amount of quality otherwise. There's plenty of quality in the secondary. We're looking at 5 guys in the secondary that are at 80 plus. It's the D-line and the linebackers that are on the weaker side, but we've seen a lot weaker than that in other seasons. We've seen, one position just be really bad, and that's not the case here. I'm a little worried about those linebackers with only a single 80 and then a drop to a 74 after that, but outside of that, looking pretty good. Pretty good. And, the only big loss for next year is the three corners. And the offensive line, they'll be fine. We're not going to have, Shelby could take a huge jump. We're not going to have a 91 next year, but the offensive line, that maybe is the best we've ever seen this season, will still be very good next season. And the wide receivers, they'll take a small hit, but that's about it. Tight end as well, but we'll still have Lawrence, so it's fine. We are fine for next year. I'm not worried about next year. I'm just worried about that zone coverage this year, knocking us down a peg. So got to be careful on the play calling, make some adjustments, but we will be fine. First up, number 1, defending national champion, Ohio State. We just got humiliated to open the season, 48-0 to Ohio State at home. 0 points at home with our second best offense that we've ever had. We've had respectable games. We aren't winning any of these games out of conference this season. I'm not worried about that. Respectable, though, I am a little worried about that. However, the thing about this Ohio State team, it's the best defense I've ever seen in this game. In, 15, 16 seasons? They have an 89. They have an 89. We see 86s, we see 87s. I don't think I've seen an 89. That is insane, especially for a defense. I don't think we have a very easy schedule, right? 3 obvious losses in the out-of-conference, and then you have the 9 league games. And 7 of the opponents this year were the 7 best from a year ago, meaning of a 12-team conference, we are playing the hardest half of the league in its entirety this year. Our defense is down a little bit, taking a little bit of a rebuild. It could be a tough season, but an 83 offensive talent will be capable of securing wins. Now, I think winning our 4-game requisite is going to be quite easy. I think getting to 5 is quite doable. My goal is probably to take 6 out of those 9 games, despite the fact that our defense is going to be a hair behind a couple of teams in the league. Our offense should be the best one in the league this year and should be able to carry us. We'll see if they actually can do that, and whether our defense, whether we can cover up the deficiencies, the primary deficiency being that zone coverage. I can make up for that in some play calling a fair bit and have them run a lot more man-to-man than otherwise. And our first test is on the road at Temple, who's a 79-78. So we've got a clear advantage offensively. And when you look at the talent matchup, their offense versus our little bit weaker defense this year, the rush game, still our advantage. Pass protection, they're not going to have, but they are going to have a decent pass game that'll offset the pass protection a little bit, meaning they are going to put up some points. And then our huge advantage with our offense versus their defense, not so huge. Pass protection is massive, though, so we're going to have a lot of time, which makes up for a pass game that's balanced, surprisingly, but a rush game that's solid, so meaning we should be able to move the ball consistently throughout the day. We're going to have time. We're going to have time to find our guys. So, week 1 stats are terrible because of Ohio State, but let's see if we can start improving upon that here. Their quarterback is only a 79 this year. 2 touchdowns, but no interceptions and 3 sacks. I'm hoping to flip that into a pretty strong negative today. No injuries for either team, not time. Their diamond donor, they've got a diamond donor of their own. Their goal for today is to hold us to fewer than 205 passing yards. I don't think they're going to succeed. But we're only a 1-point favorite here. Okay, first test is to the defense, and they have not performed well with a 38-yard pass with a ton of yards after the catch on that one. But we are into a 3rd and 3 scenario. Can we get a stop here? No, we cannot. Let's go more into a man-to-man, please. Thank you. Cover 1 robber. 2nd and goal. Cover 1 hole. Touchdown. They marched right down the field. We did not slow them down at all, and we trail. Take the return. Our return game is going to be good, but it's a couple points lower than what we had last year. A fullback inside for the first call. Yeah, I'm not a fan of starting with our weaker players. Let's start with a stronger player, inside zone, and that's 9 yards. Flanker digs, fine. We can go for that. Get the first down. Deep shot. You want to go deep? Okay. We dump it off underneath. Pick up 9 slants to get the first. Works really well. We get 14, and we are marching right down the field. Another first down. It's first and goal. Halfback draw. Works well. Halfback dive. Does not. Halfback mid draw. Does. Score level. The only time they held us was at the goal line, but they didn't hold us long enough. Cover 2 man. Stops him, and we're going to get the ball back. There you go. Defense does have the ability to bend, not break, while the offense is moving almost at will. Not for the first down there. Mid draw does not go great. Short pass is not working either, as we've done a little too much of that. So let's go to that smash digs of mine that I love, but that didn't work. Run play option does not work, and we punt. 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4. Go to man. Cover 2 man. Does not stop him, but almost does. It held him to 5. It was a rush. End of the first quarter. They are not moving the ball quite at will anymore. And there you go. It's a pass interception with a pick 6. It's John Gibbs, 52 yards. They went deep over the top on that one. First interception of the season for their quarterback. And we take the lead, but we're going to go right back to being on defense. 14-7. Okay, man-to-man is working pretty well so far. The one thing that's not working is 3rd and short situations. They've been doing pretty okay with those. Another first down. Touchdown. Wow, that's a massive play. 44 yards. And again, with a lot of run after the catch. That's not good. Offense had a nice long break. We shouldn't be taking penalties on anything when we've been sitting for quite a while, right? They had 2 possessions there. We had the pick 6. There is no somewhat effective due to repeated use when you haven't been on the field for. It hasn't been that long. Okay, we haven't done anything deep passes. Not a single attempt. Shallow cross. Works well. 20 yards. First down. Wide corner. Another first down. We're inside the red zone. Slot outs. Slight penalty. No matter. Touchdown. The offense. Move the ball at will. That's a lot of yards per play. That's a single short gain. Everything else was a first down or better. Yowzer. But defense needs to make some stops. The pick 6 obviously counts. Also 1 punt. They've already had 4 possessions. We've only touched the ball 3 times, and oh right, we had 1 punt. We were moving it at will, and then all of a sudden halted. Gotcha. Gap press. Ooh, aggressive. Works. We want to go aggressive again, but it's man-to-man behind it, so I like the man-to-man behind it. It works. We're going to go again on 3rd and long, and it works. 3 and out. Okay, so some blitz with man-to-man is panning out relatively well. All hitches going short. No matter, 10 yards. Cameron Hope, some after the catch movement there. Let's go onto the ground. We haven't done much of that here. Inside zone. Only 1 yard. Halfback off tackle. Only a couple. Sets up a 3rd and 7. Let's go medium instead of short. Smash corners. No, that's 3 dump offs that don't get you enough. Smash digs gives you a lot of opportunities to get the first down, but we end up incomplete and punt. Hold them to the 10 though. 1 big gain there, and it was on a zone. Engage 8. Stops him. 2nd and 10. Not sure if we need to contain the quarterback. That quarterback I don't think has much for legs. Oh, F- potential. How is he a 79? It's a 79 overall, F- potential, redshirt senior, 4 stars. Started well, did not develop over time. I see. He was at West Virginia, never played a game. He's just now starting as a redshirt senior. Okay, now it all makes sense. But what about the attributes? That's what I came for. He has some speed and evasion. Okay, we do have to watch those legs. He's got great arm strength, but terrible accuracy and not very good IQ. I see. So yeah, he was a 69 out of high school, but he's only a 79 after all these years. Just barely developing year on year. He's a better return specialist than he is a quarterback. We stop him on third with the negative yardage there, and they are going to punt. 3:38 left in the half. We need the offense to score. We need some points on this one. Tight end stick. Okay, yeah. 2nd and 2. Cross flood. No. Inside zone. It is 3rd down. This is 4 down kind of territory, but it could be... Not if you go backwards 3 yards. What the heck? Punt. 3rd and 7. Big gain, though. Another 1st down. We have to do a lot of influencing on calls here to get out of these zone plays all the time. 3rd and 3. We hold them, but they're going to go for it on 4th and 1. Quarterback contained. Yeah, he's got the legs to maybe go for it. 2 yards. They get enough for the first. 3-man deep. Intercepted. They were going for the end zone. We get the touchback, so we intercepted it in the end zone. 2nd interception. Just 9 seconds left in the half. We're going to start with the ball, though, here in the 2nd half. Only a touchdown lead, though. Ugh. Rough. That's not the kind you want to go for. The return on. Tight end stick is not a play I'm a fan of. Medium. Flanker curl. Sure. No. Flanker dig. No. Deep shot. Oh, yes. 52 yards from Eric Davis. Love it. What a way to move the ball. Halfback sweep goes for 17. Finally, a big play, and it's not Grant. It's LeBlanc. Flats. No. Outside zone on 2nd and 10. This is not... We need to go to the air. Slants middle. Not for the first. Bubble screen. Touchdown. There you go. 28-14. Great start to the 2nd half. Great finish to the first after momentum halting and getting it right back. A 2 touchdown lead is definitely a good place to be. Zone occasionally, but we don't want to zone all the time. So cover 1 hole. Yowzer. 3rd and 1. I like the engage 8 because it works. It stops them. They punt. Halfback mid-draw. A score here could just about seal the game. Quick slants on 2nd and short. I'm okay with that, even though it's a slight penalty. The deep shot again? No, we do not need the deep shot right now. It's a good play action kind of situation. And works. 8 yards. Going short again. Does work. Inside zone. Nets 10 this time. Levels. Another first. Slot drive. Another first. 1st and goal. At the 8. 7. At the 7. Halfback stretch for the end zone. And that should seal this game. Let's go to the 4th quarter. 35-14 with ball. 35-14 with ball. We do not want a double penalty there. We're at, 2nd and 7. 2nd and 7. Play action. Comebacks. No. 3rd and 7. Field goal territory. 42-yard field goal. 80% chance with a 21-point lead. Yes. No, it does not work, though. Does not work. Okay, let's go to the final 5. 38-14 now, so we eventually do get that field goal. Have a depth chart situation we want to change. Tight end, Connor Frost. Go to the top of the depth chart. He played the first game. 3 targets. He has not had any today. Let's get him in for the final 5 and see if we can get him a target or 2, meaning we have 5 minutes left. It's 2nd and 5. We are on chew clock. Let's change the play. Medium pass, we want tight end under. That's a double tight end situation that would get him out there. And we do hit one of them, but it's Lawrence. Wait, is Lawrence the one I want? I've lost track. What is his name? How is Frost down at 4? How is Whitehead taking a snap? What? He hasn't even taken a snap. And right. Okay, inside zone. 2 guys at tight end, and we do complete Lawrence again. And Fisher is in at quarterback because we're going down the depth chart because we are in blowout stage. My bad. Just as he would be getting into the game, I go and put him into the game, which did not put him in the game. It had the opposite effect. Quarterback Neil. I guess he's not going to get the chance today, but we're able to put the game away, and that's game over. 38-14 will be the final on this one. 500 yards, but we did give up 300, so it was not like a perfect day. But we held them under 5 yards per play. Their passing yards at 243. They very much did not hold us to the 200 or 210, whatever it was they were supposed to hold. The rushing game was working as well. There's not so much. 33-17 on the first downs. 5 for 11 on third down. And we did fairly well with them. 1 turnover to 3. That happened somewhere in the second half. Fisher, in his first ever snaps, goes 2 for 2, 14 yards. But Davis had a good day. 27 for 38. Was sacked once. Did throw an interception. Only threw 1 touchdown. He is definitely not a perfect specimen at quarterback. But that's a lot of completions. And that's going to go a long ways. Grant, just 57 yards on 11 carries. But McClure, 3 touchdowns today. 12 carries for just 50 yards. But he is my short... I have it on auto for short yardage. But apparently the AI thinks that McClure needs to be our short yardage back. I already have Grant set to be the third down back. We didn't face that third down very much. He's also my receiving... Oh, no, third down is receiving. I think LeBlanc is my receiving or blocking back. There you go. Something we saw a lot of a couple seasons ago was we had a receiver depth. We had good quality down to that third, fourth, fifth guy. We have that again this year. And so I think we're looking at a possibility of Coy in particular getting a lot of catches and yardage this season as he's that like third guy. So he's going to match up with some weaker defensive players. And if we have a smart quarterback who can continually find him, we're going to end up getting a lot of extra yardage that way, which could help us get to that 6 wins. Christian with a missed field goal today, but he made a 50-plus yarder, but missed a 31 to 50 yarder. But on 7 attempted returns, Hope did not do anything special on day 1 as our new return specialist. We might have to turn that back down to a neutral sort of stance. 2 injuries, not very helpful. 3 weeks each. LeBlanc at 77 knocked down to a 71, but I have so much depth at running back. That's not going to hurt me at all, though he's not going to play for the next few weeks. Offensive line is 76 down to a 70. That is a second line kind of guy, so that will impact things a little bit on the offensive line, but at least it's not our top guys. Hawaii had 11 sacks, but lost to Syracuse. Oh, no. That was their quarterback being sacked 11 times. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, I like that. Their offensive line is pitiful, apparently. And their quarterback's not very good either. He's been sacked 16 times in 2 games. Though they are 1-1. They did win their first game of the season, but 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Even though our rank is a couple spots lower, this is our highest ever offensive talent year that we've had. Nice to see. So after 2 games, we are 1-1 and ranked 55th. We're going to have to definitely keep an eye on that this season. You're looking at that North Division with a whole bunch of really, really bad teams. All 0-2. And you really don't have that here besides Hawaii. Tulane, I guess. Okay, so there are 2 down here, but that's the only 2 we play. Temple was going to be the only one. We don't play these other 3 teams at all this season. We are going to play Syracuse, I think, in the near future. Yes, next. We play Syracuse next, and at home, actually. So last game was on the road. We do have East Carolina. Okay, we're on the road, though. So there are some winnable games. Just South Carolina and Cincinnati are going to be tough. Or South Carolina. Southern California. USC. Why would I say South Carolina? Because East Carolina's right above them on the calendar. That would be why, but... I don't know why I would ever make that mistake. Anyway, we're looking at a lot of tough games ahead of us. But I'm starting to think that 6 wins, especially with this offense, is going to be very possible. We don't score 30 that often, and we easily got to 30. And I think had I continued to control during that second half when we were already up, what was it, 34, 31, 30, whatever, the AI kind of shut it down for us in that second half from that mid-third quarter on. So had I kept my foot down, I think we would have easily had 40 to 50 points in that game. Will we be able to replicate that against everybody? No. Can we beat Syracuse, East Carolina, Tulane? I always, because they have the same color scheme, and they both start with a W. It's Wake Forest or Purdue, whichever one it is. That's home. Hawaii. I mean, there's 5 more games right there. And then you have your South Florida, SMU, Memphis. That's your 3 tougher games. Don't have to win them all. All you need is one of those, and we've got a 7-win season heading for a bowl game again, repeating what we did last year. But the other group, Temple plus 5 more, you got to win all of those. And normally we stumble at least once. Normally we stumble half the time, right? Last year we didn't stumble half the time. And this year with the offense we have, I don't think we'll stumble anywhere near half the time. But I figure we'll have one in there. So realistically, mess up one of the winnables, get right one of the 3 tougher games, and we're right back at 6 wins for the year. So I'm still going with an expectation of a 6-win season, but we're off to a pretty decent start at 1-1. And of course, that's Ohio State for one of the other ones. So now we only have 2 top 10-ish showdowns remaining on the calendar, which definitely boosts up our strength of schedule here quite a bit and can help us out with that ranking portion. Even though we don't win those games, it still helps us out because our strength of schedule is going to be a lot stronger than the teams around us, and that could give us a bit of a boost. Our 6-6 is going to look stronger than somebody else's 6-6 with a much tougher schedule. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.